The car wash guy picked up a pair of stockings from under my passenger seat and smirked, "Damn, bro, you're wild." I froze. Those stockings were definitely my girlfriend's, but I hadn't driven this car at all. Alright then, I'll let her drive my car. Guess someone else been driving her car for me, too, huh? One of the stockings were crumpled and wrinkled. As soon as I took them, I noticed several dried, hardened stains. Any man would know what that was at a glance. My mind went blank with a buzzing noise. I've been on a business trip this past week, and my girlfriend has been driving my car. Today, while she was out, I took the car to get washed, never expecting to witness such a shocking and disgusting scene. I dare not think too much about it. I dare not dwell on the details. After enduring the torment until the car wash was done, I rushed home in a fury. In the underground parking garage, I began reviewing the dashcam footage with mixed emotions. Though I had anticipated what I might find, hearing it confirmed still sent a numbing chill through my limbs, as if I plunged into an icy abyss. For a full half hour, my girlfriend's stream of obscene words and wanton moaning never ceased. The sheer explicitness of it all left me utterly aghast. I could never have imagined that my girlfriend, who had always appeared so elegant and serene like a goddess in front of me, could have such a wild side. "You're killing me. How are you so good? This tell me. Who better me or your wife?" The man's voice sounded somewhat familiar as he panted heavily, saying, "Of course it's you. That old hag makes me sick just looking at her. She's not as big here, not as slender here, not as soft here, and not as fair here. I don't pinch, it hurts." "Then how do I compare to your man?" "Why would you compare yourself to an ATM?" An ATM. So in her eyes, I was just an ATM. Rage burned in my chest, threatening to explode. I heard my girlfriend ask the other person after it was over, "Senior, are you going back to the company later?" Senior company. So it was in my girlfriend's manager at work named Nathan. He graduated from the same university as her, over 10 years her senior. And I clearly remember this man was already married, someone who appeared particularly upright. I never would have imagined in my wildest dreams that my girlfriend would secretly carry on with him behind my back. I don't understand why for 2 years together, I've given her my all. I covered all living expenses after we moved in together, drove her to and from work every day, worried about her eating unhealthy takeout. So I cooked whenever I was working overtime, remembered every little preference she had in life. Even her younger brother's job was arranged through my connections. And not long ago, our parents had already met with both families planning our wedding by year's end. Now, anger, disappointment, heartbreak. I sat slumped in the car, smoking half a pack of cigarettes. Just as I was about to head home, my girlfriend called. "Babe, where did you go? You took the car too." "I'm gonna wash the car." "How wash the car? What made you suddenly think of washing it?" My girlfriend's voice suddenly carried a hint of tension. "Just killing time on a weekend anyway." "And is it done now? We'll be home soon." "Oh, okay, then hurry back." Before getting out of the car, I suppressed my disgust and stuffed the stockings back under the passenger seat. After returning, I didn't mention what had just happened at all. But my girlfriend suddenly said she might have left her lipstick in the car and want to go look for it. "Then let me help you search for it together." "Oh, no need I know. Where's I'll be right back." My girlfriend grabbed the car keys and hurried out the door. I put away my smile. About 10 minutes later, she returned, her expression visibly much more relaxed. "Oh, by the way, honey, my parents are coming to the city in a few days. They want to have dinner with you to discuss our wedding plans. You'd better make a good impression." I understood perfectly the real issue wasn't whether other matters would be discussed. The amount of the bride price they could squeeze out of me was undoubtedly the top priority. Looking at her face, I can't help but think of how she called me just an ATM. Thinking of those disgusting sounds she made with another man in the car. What positions did they use? What expressions did she make? How many times did they sleep together behind my back? Was it in my car every single time? The ridiculous part is I always thought my girlfriend was an extremely innocent girl, someone who blush at dirty jokes and loathed cheaters and scumbags. And what was the reality? She herself was the cheating mistress of a scumbag. The more I thought about it, the crazier I felt, my face unconsciously twisting into something ugly. The desire for revenge grew stronger and stronger. I had planned to make an excuse not to go, but at the last moment, I changed my mind. "Alright, we won let your parents down about our marriage plans." For the next day, when I went to the car, the stockings under the passenger seat were already gone, including that night's dashcam footage. And no worries, I'd already made backups long ago. I went digging into Nathan's background. Turns out he's not only married, but the bastard even has 2 kids. Nathan has an excellent reputation both at home and in public. He's an approachable leader, a devoted husband who dotes on his wife, and a responsible, caring father. Successful in his career, blessed with a happy family. He practically embodies the image of a winner in life, which only makes me more irritated. I had someone follow him for a few days, but instead of catching him meeting his girlfriend, they caught him secretly keeping a female college student as his mistress. He rented an apartment for the girl and would visit her sporadically. The bastard sure knows how to have his fun. I got a new phone number and started calling Nathan every night at 2 a.m., hanging up as soon as he answered. After 3 consecutive attempts, Nathan cursed me out and then blocked me. I still use this number to text his wife. No need for lengthy explanations, just 3 words: ugly hag. I don't know if Nathan's wife made a scene, but Nathan clearly lost his mind. He started calling me. Why didn't T answer? He sent texts. Fuck you, who the hell are you? I don't even know you, what do you want? I'm warning you. If you harass us again, I'll call the police. I laugh, would he dare call the cops? This trick of beating the grass to startle the snake worked quite well. Nathan hadn't shown up at work for several days, wonder if it's because his wife was giving him trouble at home. I secretly checked my girlfriend's WeChat and saw her hypocritically asking Nathan why he hadn't come to work, pretending to be just a concerned colleague. He never replied to her. During dinner with her parents, she was clearly in a bad mood, listlessly staring at her phone the whole time and barely speaking. 5 after a few drinks, my girlfriend's father's face turned red and he started talking to me with a slurred tongue. Mark, Laura, and you getting together makes us parents especially happy. Our daughter has been pampered since childhood, never suffered hardships. Her mother and I've always strived to give her the best. Now, all we hope for is that she marries into a good family where she won't be wronged and will be treated well and cherished. I nodded. You're absolutely right, Uncle. Don't worry, I'll treat Laura well and never let her down in this lifetime. Her mother chimed in at the right moment. I don't know what your family's plans are, but on our side, the bride price for marrying off a daughter is always this amount. Her mother held up 2 fingers. Of course, I wasn't naive enough to think she meant 20,000, but 200,000, she really had the nerve to ask for that. I'd already done my research. The standard betrothal gifts in my girlfriend's hometown were more like 66,000 or 88,000. But I didn't say much, just nodded in agreement. Of course. Her mother continued, my daughter has a high education, a good job, is 1.7 meters tall, and so beautiful, right? Not to mention how hard her father and I have worked all these years to raise her. Andy, you're absolutely right. I understand completely. Her father let out a drunken belch and slapped my shoulder heavily, so I cut him off. So I've discussed it with my parents for the marriage. My family is willing to offer 500,000 yuan as the bride price. Uncle Annie, what do you think? Clang, her mother was so shocked that she dropped the teacup she was holding. H, how much? 500,000. Is that okay, Annie? 6, her father's eyes bulged wide open instantly, sobering up from his drunkenness. My girlfriend's eyes lit up as she finally raised her head, looking at me in disbelief. I held her hand. Laura is sweet, sensible, and treats me so well. We've been together for 2 years with a stable relationship, Uncle. And Annie, you've raised such a wonderful daughter to marry into my family. It's only right that my family offers a higher bride price. Xiao Zhao, oh my, this you too. I told you my judgment of people never fails. Handing Laura over to your mother, and I are completely at ease. Her father was so excited he could barely get his words out. Her mother nodded eagerly in agreement. Yes, this boy Mark, I knew he was reliable the first time I met him. I smiled. Reliable or not at all comes down to whether the money is sufficient. I eavesdropped on my girlfriend's call with her parents. Their stance was clear: demand as much bride price as possible, avoid giving any dowry, and use all the money to subsidize their son's marital home. Now that I'm offering 500,000 outright, they'd be overjoyed. That covers not just the house, but even the renovation costs. Uncle, I haven't finished speaking yet. I looked at my girlfriend and said earnestly, word by word, the current house was fully paid for by my parents. I plan to buy another school district apartment before we get married for our future children's education, and it will be solely under Laura's name. After all, she's marrying me, and I want to give her the greatest sense of security and the best protection. My girlfriend was utterly shocked, frozen for several seconds before stammering to ask me, honey, are you serious? I nodded emphatically. After all, when it comes to painting a rosy picture, the grander the better. Her parents were so overjoyed they didn't know what to say, immediately piling more food on my plate and pouring me drinks ready to praise me to the skies. The family of 3 was now immersed in immense joy, none of them noticing the coldness in my eyes. Laugh away, the higher their joy now, the greater their despair later. I wonder if they'll be able to handle such a tremendous fall from grace. That night, my girlfriend was unusually passionate in bed. Unfortunately, my heart for her had already completely died. The next day, I deliberately picked a fight with her. In the past, whenever we had disagreements or conflict, regardless if it was right or wrong, I would always be the first to apologize, then comfort her, and finally buy her a gift to make amends. So in her mind, it was only natural that I should be the one to compromise. But this time I refused. My girlfriend was stunned. She probably couldn't understand. Just last night, everything was fine. I promised her parents I'd treat her well, and now today, we were arguing so fiercely. Moreover, it was the first time I'd ever pointed at her nose and scolded her harshly, mercilessly, listing all her usual flaws and problems. She was both shocked and furious. Mark, you're yelling at me. How dare you yell at me? Yelling, if I could right now, I'd slap you. Laura, we're about to get married. I hope you can think carefully too, grow up a little, and stop being so willful all the time. I said these words coldly, then slammed the door and walked out. My girlfriend and I started giving each other the cold shoulder. After a few days of silence, probably because she didn't see me coming to apologize like I used to, she actually softened her stance for the first time ever. Too bad I wasn't having it. Instead, I threw a few sarcastic remarks her way. Used to being coaxed by me, my attitude stabbed right at her pride. She immediately lashed out at me. Mark, go ahead and keep this up if you dare. Don't say I didn't warn you. My girlfriend moved in with her best friend. That's what her parents relayed to me when they called to mediate. As if she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, the hotel reservation text had already been synced to our home tablet ages ago. I waited in ambush outside the hotel for over an hour, and sure enough, I finally caught sight of that bastard. Nathan slinked into the elevator wearing a face mask, and I followed right behind. Once he entered a room on the 5th floor, I pulled out my phone to tip off the others. Bro, the chance for revenge is here. Beat him to a pulp. 40 minutes later, a tall boy in a leather jacket arrived with 2 blonde-haired guys. None of the 3 looked older than 20, and each carried a baseball bat. The trio headed straight for the room where my girlfriend and Nathan were. Hello, room service. The tall one imitated the tone perfectly, and sure enough, the door opened. After clearly seeing the person, he swung his bat without a word. Fuck your mother. All 3 of them entered the room, and Laura's screams rang out. Other residents on the 5th floor gradually opened their doors and peeked out. I pinched my throat and shouted, 505 is catching a cheater. Everyone perked up at the sound, immediately dropping all pretense of restraint as they rushed out to watch the commotion. I blended into the crowd and started recording on my phone. By then, Nathan was already pinned to the ground by 2 blonde guys. Laura, who seemed to have just stepped out of the shower with damp hair, was trembling in a corner, terrified, and wrapped only in a bath towel. I could see at a glance that her chest and back were covered in hickeys. The baseball bat struck Nathan hard on the back, making him squeal like a slaughtered pig. Stop hitting me, stop. I don't even know you. Who the hell are you? Why would the 3 enraged men listen to him? The more Nathan screamed, the harder they hit him. Damn, he has still got the energy to yell, put some more muscle into it, boys. Nathan usually looked all prim and proper in his suit, the picture of righteousness. Now, he was just wearing boxer shorts beaten black and blue, looking utterly pathetic. His survival instinct kicked in as he begged for mercy. You must have the wrong guy. Please, I'm begging you, stop hitting me. The tall man planted his foot on Nathan's face. Do you know why we're beating you? Nathan whimpered incoherently, unable to speak. Let me ask you that, woman. The tall man pointed at Laura, making her flinch in fear. Is she your wife? Nathan, guilty at heart, naturally didn't dare to admit it. The onlookers at the door had already started gossiping. That woman's face tells you she's no good. Just look at that slutty expression. TSK. So young, and with an old man, what is she after? Money, what else could it be? So, basically no different from a prostitute. Dude, dump the kind of girlfriend fast, or who knows when she'll cheat on you again. Laura listened to the crowd's comments about her, utterly humiliated and furious. She weakly protested, I'm not his girlfriend. I don't even know him. Just admit you 2 were having an affair, adulterous scum, a whore, deserves a dog. All sorts of vulgar insults poured out in an instant. When had Laura ever suffered such humiliation? Trembling with rage, she snapped, we're in a proper relationship. If you don't leave now, I'll call the police. The tall man sneered, relationship, go ahead and call them then. Nathan, who had been curled up on the ground, groaning, immediately struggled to his feet at the mention of calling the police. No, we can't call the police. The tall guy slapped Nathan hard across the face. Then tell me, why the hell can't we call the police? Nathan kept begging for mercy. The tall guy wound up his arm and delivered another brutal slap, sending blood gushing from Nathan's nose. Let me ask you, why the hell can't we call the police? Because if we report it to the police, Nathan's wife will inevitably find out about his affair, and there's a good chance his secret of keeping a college girl as his mistress will be exposed too. For so-called successful men like Nathan, saving face is more important than anything else. Once his reputation is ruined, he has finished. The farce didn't end until the hotel manager and security arrived. The onlookers dispersed reluctantly like startled birds, and I made my quick exit too. This tall boy was the boyfriend of the college girl Nathan had been keeping. I found him, showed him the evidence I had captured, and told him I could give him a chance to vent his anger, guaranteeing that this old pervert wouldn't dare to report it to the police. Poor Nathan was beaten to a pulp, still clueless about who his assailant was. Everything went as smoothly as I had anticipated. I sent Laura the pre-edited text message. Honey, I've reflected on my mistakes. I shouldn't have argued with you. We're about to get married, and I should have the responsibility of a husband to be tolerant and cherish you, never letting you suffer the slightest grievance. I've deeply realized my wrongs. Forgive me. Okay, please come back soon. I truly can't live without you, love, Mark. 10. That same night, Laura returned. Her eyes were red and swollen, lips pursed in silence. I feigned surprise. Baby, I knew you'd come back. Perhaps still affected by what happened during the day, she replied indifferently with low spirits. Just because I came back doesn't mean I forgive you right away. It still depends on your behavior. We'll sleep in separate rooms these few days. Afraid I'll see the marks Nathan left on her RNTU. Feeling contempt inside, I still said aloud, okay, whatever you say. The show must go on, so the next day, I took her house hunting. 3 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, south-north ventilation, first floor, with a courtyard penthouse with a terrace. We visited 7 or 8 sales offices in just a few days, touring dozens of model homes. From start to finish, I stuck to one line: this house is for you, whichever you like will buy. Laura was clearly overjoyed inside, yet she still put on that goddess-like air with me. No matter which one she saw, she'd say, not quite satisfied, let us keep looking. She remained lukewarm toward me the whole time. Who knows if she still couldn't get Nathan out of her mind. But Nathan had started suspecting or texting her in the middle of the night, asking if she was behind the harassing messages sent to his wife and how their hotel rendezvous got leaked. Laura was furious, berating Nathan in WeChat for being heartless, saying she had suffered severe physical and mental trauma because of that incident, and he actually doubted her. Nathan replied irritably, just don't contact me recently, and be careful at work too, I'm really scared now. Laura yelled, Nathan, get this straight. You were the one who started flirting with me first, now you're making it seem like I'm the one clinging to you. The two ended up in a huge fight, parting on bad terms. And Laura's mom knew we had reconciled these past few days and were even looking at houses together, so she called me. Mark, dear Annie has one more favor to ask of you. It's about Laura's younger brother, the job you helped him find before he worked for a while, but didn't quite like it. Do you think you could help him find another one? 11. Holy shit, as if good jobs grow on trees. Take a look at what qualifications and skills your son even has. It was only through pulling quite a few strings that I managed to secure her son's current job, and now they want to change it just like that. The old me would have been upset hearing this, but now I couldn't care less. One empty promise is as good as another. Annie, don't worry about this little matter, consider it handled. Mark, Annie was afraid this might put you in a difficult position. If you can make it happen, our whole family will be grateful to you. I scoffed inwardly. If she knew it was difficult for me, why did she still have a nerve to ask? With exaggerated sincerity, I said, Laura and I are getting married soon. Her brother is my brother now. We're family. No need for formalities between us. Her mother beamed with delight. Yes, we're all family now. After 2 weeks of house hunting with Laura, we finally settled on a new development by a major developer, and she was finally happy. The fallout from being caught in a hotel with Nathan seemed to be gradually fading. Honey, my company is hosting a big exhibition event this Saturday. Can you pick me up after it ends in the afternoon? Also, the property launch is on Sunday. We have to go early in the morning or the good floors will be snatched up. Laura enthusiastically mapped out the weekend plans. I curled my lips into a smile. This Saturday was bound to be Laura's most unforgettable day. Early Saturday morning, I drove her to the venue. After Laura went inside, I didn't leave immediately. Because of Laura's good looks, the company had assigned her as the public face responsible for promotional presentations to clients at the exhibition. Nathan, as the company's manager, was also present at the scene. The two of them met, but pretended nothing was wrong, deliberately avoiding each other to maintain appearances. I secretly took a photo of Nathan. At a quick glance, at least half of her company's employees were present today. Perfect. This show wouldn't be exciting without enough spectators. I used the same phone number from last time to send Nathan's wife a message. You old hack, don't you know he doesn't love you anymore? What we have is true love. When he holds me, he says you're flat-chested, thick-waisted, and boring. I actually feel sorry for you. If I were you, I'd file for divorce and get out of the way. 12. Then I immediately sent her an audio recording. It was the exact conversation Nathan and Laura had while fooling around in my car. The evidence was irrefutable. His wife frantically called me nonstop. I pressed the answer button. Who the hell are you? I could tell she was on the verge of exploding with rage. I hung up the phone and sent her the photo of Nathan. Just taken adding a message. Bet you didn't see this coming. I get to see Nathan every day now. Oh, and by the way, he'll be coming home late tonight, or maybe not at all. Let me think. Should we do in the car today or go to a hotel? The audacity, absolutely shameless. No woman could stay calm after seeing such a provocative text message from the other woman. Laura was dressed in a light purple business suit today, the pencil skirt perfectly accentuating her figure. She confidently introduced the product on stage, basking in the audience's admiring and awestruck gazes. Her lips curve in a poised smile, her eyes subtly betraying a hint of self-satisfaction. Suddenly, a figure rushed onto the stage and slapped her hard across the face. Laura was caught off guard and nearly lost her balance from the slap. The crowd below was also startled. So you're Laura, huh? A middle-aged woman, her face twisted in anger, began slapping Laura repeatedly. Laura was utterly defenseless, her hair being yanked as she took several solid slaps to the face. She shrieked and tried to retreat, but her high heels got tangled in the wires, nearly causing her to fall and expose herself. As for Nathan, he stood there dumbfounded, as if nailed to the spot, unable to move a muscle. Only then did the onlookers snap out of their shock and rush forward to pull the furious woman away. Still seething with rage, the woman snarled viciously, "You shameless whore, are you proud of being a homewrecker? How dare you seduce my husband?" Laura's hair was disheveled, her left cheek swollen high, and she was sobbing with rage after being helped up. "You're the bitch, I don't even know you." Several colleagues who were close to Laura chimed in exactly. "Annie, how could you just start hitting someone without knowing the facts? Laura already has a boyfriend, they're about to get married, there's no way she'd be someone's mistress." Laura called the police. 13, an older person who seemed to know Nathan's wife, hesitated and said, "Lena, you must be mistaken, Laura," and Nathan barely even speak a word. Nathan's wife furiously retorted, "Mistaken my ass, wherein you acting all high and mighty, just now you bitch, stop pretending you know exactly what shameful things you've done." Another person stepped in to mediate. "Lena, this no matter what today is the company's exhibition, it'd be better to settle this privately." Nathan's wife wouldn't listen at all, looking around and shouting, "Where's Nathan? Get your ass out here." As for Nathan himself, he could no longer pretend to be a quail. His face flushed red as he walked over to pull his wife away. "Honey, whatever it is, let us talk about it at home." His wife responded by slapping him across the face. "Go fuck yourself, you have to explain to me today what the hell is going on between you and this woman." Nathan looked utterly embarrassed. Only then did Laura realize the woman beating her up was actually Nathan's wife. By now, people in the venue had gradually gathered around, company colleagues, senior executives, important clients, all staring at Nathan, and the others murmuring in small groups. The situation was getting increasingly ugly, with Nathan on the verge of kneeling to beg his wife. "Honey, you've really misunderstood. I swear, I've never betrayed you. There's absolutely nothing between us." "Still lying? Are you fine? See for yourself." His wife shoved the phone right in his face. Nathan's expression changed as he read the text message. "Darling, I'm truly innocent. You have no idea how shameless this woman is. She seduced me first. I didn't do anything. She must be holding a grudge and deliberately trying to drive us apart." Laura suddenly looked up, staring at Nathan in disbelief. 14, Nathan continued his tirade. "This brazen woman has been harassing me since she joined the company. I rejected her many times and only kept quiet at work to spare us both embarrassment, but I never imagined my kindness would make her grow bolder." Who would have thought Nathan's words sounded so righteous, painting himself as completely blameless? Yet he portrayed Laura as a shameless woman who used every trick to seduce her superior. The problem was Nathan had always disguised himself so well, everyone who knew him considered him a gentleman, instinctively finding his words more credible. Those who had just spoken up for Laura now wore awkward expressions, subtly distancing themselves from her. Laura was still in shock, staring blankly at Nathan. Nathan turned to beg his wife, "Honey, please can we go home first today? It's an important company event, it can't be affected because of my mess." Nathan's wife remained livid, but she had calmed down somewhat and didn't continue making a scene. "Nathan, you bastard, it was you who told me you had no feelings left for your wife. It was you who kept harassing me, it was you." Slap. Laura was knocked to the ground by Nathan's forceful strike. No one had seen this coming. Everyone was stunned. Laura's face was beyond recognition today. Both spouses' slaps had been directed solely at her. "This is my final warning. The only person I'll ever love is my wife. What makes you think you can compare to her? If you keep harassing me, I won't let you off easy." Nathan glared at her with disgust, grabbing his wife's hand to leave. "Nathan, you forced me into this." Laura completely lost her composure, shouting to the crowd as if she had nothing left to lose. "You all don't know this yet, but Nathan has been secretly taking kickbacks from suppliers behind the company's back. He has also been bad-mouthing everyone in private, saying President Liu has low education and only knows how to smoke, drink, and give useless orders, that Secretary Chi only got into the company through connections, that the marketing department is full of useless idiots, that HR is just rejects from big companies, putting on airs, and that the developers take money without doing any. We're calling them all unproductive trash. Damn. This move was something even I didn't see coming." Nathan's face turned deathly pale, his lips twitching uncontrollably. "You're full of shit." 15, Laura had already thrown caution to the wind. But Nathan was different. As a company veteran and a leader respected by his subordinates, his wife's public outburst at the corporate exhibition had already stripped him of all dignity. Laura then dropped a bombshell on him. It was hard to imagine how he could ever hold his head up in front of his colleagues again. "It was absolutely fucking glorious. I left early, thoroughly satisfied. After all, I had another scene to personally arrange my final grand gift to Laura. I called Laura at the scheduled time in the afternoon. She told me the company had other arrangements for her and the end time was uncertain, so she would just take a taxi back herself in the evening. I said okay, but to come back as early as possible and be careful. At 9 in the evening, my living room was packed with people. Laura's parents, her brother, her best friend, her high school classmates, her college roommates, her uncles and aunts, basically everyone I could think of. I invited them all. Laura's mother couldn't help but boast proudly to the relatives, "We've already picked out the house. The 2 kids are going to pay the deposit tomorrow." Laura is such a lucky girl. And it's all thanks to you big brother and sister-in-law for raising her so well. I smiled faintly and said, Annie, there's one more thing. I almost forgot to tell you my friend S. father owns a factory with excellent benefits. My friend said out of respect for me. He make sure Laura S. brother get the job there. Mark, really? Oh my, that S. Wonderful. I knew you could do it. Laura S. parents were grinning from ear to ear while everyone else looked on with envy. Just then the sound of the door S. electronic lock disengaging echoed through the room. I motioned for everyone to be quiet and then switched off the lights. The moment Laura stepped inside, she was greeted by a candlelit dining table strewn with rose petals with a wall nearby, adorned by balloons spelling out "Marry Me." Soft, beautiful instrumental music played through the speakers. And there I was holding a 1-carat diamond ring down on one knee. Darling, will you marry me? 16 Laura was completely stunned. I was close enough to see that the swelling on her face hadn't fully subsided, though heavily concealed with thick makeup, she still looked rather haggard. I made a gesture toward the back. Snap, the lights came on. The crowd behind him shouted in unison, say yes to him. My girlfriend was startled once more. Dad, Mom, what are you doing here? And Laura, just say yes already. The crowd urged her on as she stood there in a daze. I continued with my heartfelt confession. Miss Laura, you've stolen Mark S. heart, leaving him lovesick and unable to eat or sleep. A most heinous crime. Now, he himself shall mete out your punishment to be with him with a sentence lasting a lifetime. This cheesy romantic speech moved my girlfriend to tears, her hands covering her mouth as they fell pattering down. Heartbroken by the man outside, yet returning home to find a kind but naive man offering warmth just in time. The emotional roller coaster of the day was enough to shatter Laura's heart. She finally nodded aye. At that moment, I unmuted my phone in my pocket and the untimely ringtone shattered the silence. I took out my phone, saw the message on it, and my expression changed. 17, her father couldn't help but whisper to me, Mark, how can you look at your phone at a time like this? Nonsense, this is exactly the right moment to look for the best effect. Ignoring him, I directly opened the video on my phone. Of course, I didn't forget to turn the volume up to the maximum, making sure everyone inside could hear it clearly. I'm not his girlfriend. I don't even know him. Just admit you're having an affair. Adulterous scum, a whore, deserves a dog. We're in a proper relationship. If you don't leave now, I'm calling the police. Love, then go ahead and call the police. No, we can't call the police. Laura was right in front of me, and she could see the footage on my phone most clearly. In an instant, all color drained from her face. The people standing near me also saw it. I looked at Laura in disbelief. What is this? Laura stared at me in panic, wanted to say something, but unable to utter a single word. Her mother vaguely sensed something was wrong and snatched my phone away when she saw her daughter wrapped only in a towel with a disheveled middle-aged man in a hotel room. She nearly lost her balance. Her father's frown deepened. The room fell abruptly silent, making the sound from the phone even clearer. That woman doesn't look like an easy one to deal with from her face, such a slutty appearance. TSK, so young yet with an old man, what's she after? Money, what else could it be? So basically there's no difference from selling yourself. Laura turned pale, overwhelmed by shame and anger. Her relatives, girlfriends, and classmates all tactfully made excuses to leave. Only her parents and younger brother remained. 18, her brother got straight to the point as soon as he spoke. Sis, who is this guy? He looks at least 40. Your taste is way too heavy. Their mother kicked him to shut him up. I took a deep breath. I recognize him. He is from your company, right? Laura buried her head even lower. Why I wanted to ask her this question ever since I found that stocking in the car. After holding it in for so many days, I could finally ask her face to face today. Laura bit her lip and remained silent, but the slight trembling of her fingertips betrayed the panic in her heart at that moment. Speak, why? I roared, startling Laura so much that she trembled and tears immediately welled up in her eyes. Her father couldn't hold back his scolding. Worthless thing, how dare you cry? You've completely disgraced the Liu family. Doesn't Timar treat you well? Are you short of money? My heart turned to ashes. I was joyfully preparing for our wedding, determined to give you the best of everything within my power. But now it seems it was all just my wishful thinking. Laura covered her mouth and shook her head. No. I raised the diamond ring and threw it off the balcony without a moment's hesitation. Stop, Mark. Oh, child, why do this? What's the point of throwing away something perfectly good? Laura's parents turned pale, their hearts aching for that big diamond ring. I didn't feel the slightest regret. After all, it was just a 20 yuan prop bought from Pinduoduo. It's over, Laura. Laura shuddered and grabbed my sleeve. No, honey, I was wrong. Please forgive me. Don't be so cruel. I'll accept your proposal, okay? I shook off her hand. Never did I expect the usually proud Laura to kneel before me. Honey, I beg you, don't leave me. I swear it was only that one time with him. I'll never see him again. I'll quit my job tomorrow. 19, Laura's father also pleaded with me. Mark, this wretched girl has wronged you, and you can hit her or scold her if you want. But after all, you've been together for so long, and you're about to get married soon. Please don't make a rash decision. What kind of joke is this, expecting me to willingly play the role of cuckold? I rubbed my temples. Uncle, Auntie, please go. I need some time alone. With that, I walked into the bedroom and locked the door behind me. No matter how much Laura howled outside, I refused to open the door. Laura's brother was utterly shameless, shouting in the living room, "Mom, can my brother-in-law still help me with that job change? And what about the apartment my sister had her eye on, ISNT, the pre-sale, starting tomorrow?" Her mom suddenly became very agitated. "Can you just keep it down?" For once, her dad, everything was going so well. What kind of mess is this now? Dream on the 500,000 dowry, the school district apartment, the high-paying job, face, dignity, all vanished the moment Laura's infidelity was exposed. After a moment of silence, Laura's father exploded in rage. "I'll beat the shit out of you, you shameless idiot." The living room erupted in a cacophony of crashes and bangs, punctuated by Laura's sobs and her father's curses I put in my earplugs. In the end, the family had no choice but to leave. That night, Laura bombarded me with long emotional texts all night. She started reminiscing about how we first met, talking about how good I'd been to her, how deeply she'd loved me back. Then she sobbed about how much these 2 years together had meant to her, insisting she truly couldn't live without me. "I guess you can't do without your personal ATM, huh?" I replied to her, "If I told you I'm still willing to marry you now, but with no bride price, no house, and none of the things we previously agreed on, would you still be willing to marry me?" Laura thought there was hope and replied excitedly in an instant, I'll do anything as long as I can be with you." I let out a cold laugh. "Sorry, but I'm not willing. Even if you beg me now, I'd never marry you. I don't want to spend the rest of my life vomiting every time I see you and remember that old man." 20 of her parents came to see me several more times, bringing gifts and pleading with me not to be so heartless. They said Laura had stopped eating and drinking at home, even starting to starve herself. I gave them Nathan's phone number and home address. They had some feelings for each other after all, not to mention he asked both her boss and Senior Shirley he'd be willing to comfort her. "You should go find him." As for Nathan, I heard his wife gave him even more trouble. The ATM, not looking exhausted from dealing with his wife and the gossip at the company, Nathan eventually had no choice but to pack up and leave. But the company wasn't about to let him off that easily. The investigation into his kickbacks meant he'd most likely end up in prison. Laura was even worse off. She'd long lost the face to show up at the office, quitting online without even handing over her duties. And at the proposal scene that day, all her classmates, friends, and relatives were present. As the saying goes, good news never leaves the house, but bad news spreads far and wide. Now her reputation has been thoroughly circulated within her social circle. I heard her parents scold her at home every day, and even her younger brother constantly complains about her. I changed the password lock on my door, packed up all of Laura's South belongings at my place, and hired a moving service to deliver them back to her home. That was the end of my relationship with Laura. I never expected Laura to have the nerve to come looking for me. She cornered me in the underground parking garage, putting on a pitiful act as she poured out her guilt and longing for me during this time, saying she truly loved me deeply and regretted everything, asking if I could forgive her for that one and only mistake. I have to admire her sheer audacity. I smiled and said one sentence that stocking I saw it. Laura didn't react at first. "The stocking in my car, don't you dare say it's not yours. Even ATMs have their limits. Laura, you're truly despicable." Laura's pupils suddenly contracted. I drove off in my car without looking back. In the rearview mirror, Laura suddenly seemed to have all her strength drained away as she collapsed to the ground. 6 months later, friends tried setting me up on blind dates. One confided that Laura was now going on almost daily matchmaking meetings with sky-high demands. Not only must a man own a car and property, but he must also purchase an additional apartment under her name. Her parents insisted on a 500,000 yuan bride price for marriage. Damn, is she plated with diamonds to make demands like that? I'm amused. It seems the pie in the sky promises I made half a year ago still haven't been digested by her whole family. They're still clinging to those unrealistic pipe dreams. But then again, none of this has anything to do with me anymore. The end.